Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and a new card making video. Today I am playing with these Spellbinders club kits from October 2024, these cozy slippers. They are so cute. This is probably one of my most favorite large die of the month from the Spellbinders club kits. You can make cute little slippers that look like Santa, a reindeer, a penguin, a bunny, and even a monster slipper. They're so much fun, and I think this is a really good die set you can use to use up your pattern paper. So that's what I'm going to do today. I know a lot of us like to hoard the pattern paper, and then, we can't allow ourselves to buy new paper, so we've got to use these things. So here you can see I'm using the die that cuts out the pajama pants, but I wanted to show you all of the dies in the set and what they are. Like this square thing, you might think, what is that? It's the leg. There's a line or two lines embossed into this to show you where to attach it to the slipper, where to attach it to the pajamas. Quite handy. I love all the embossed detail in the Spellbinders dies that allow you to have detail, but also is like a tool to show you where to attach things. So here I'm showing you how that attaches. The second part of the slipper goes behind the leg. There are one die, but two hats that you die cut out. So when you put the little Santa hats on, you have one going each way. But most of these dies, you're going to want to die cut out twice. So you have one for each slipper. See how that works? And then there's the little bunny. We've got the piece that die cuts out the ears, like that go behind the ears and the cheeks. We've got a winter hat, and that weird die that has the three puffs on it makes the puff for the hat and the earmuffs. And then this die right here, it kind of looks like a tab, like popped out of a little, like a packaging that you hang. Yeah, that goes behind the faces to fill in the eyes. So there you can see. And it has that second like rounded part that hangs down that covers up the bunny's nose. Then we have this piece here. It's like the sole of the slipper. It's going to go right behind just like that. So here's all the details. So when you get your die set, you know how to put all these pieces together. All right, so this one that kind of looks like a cow is actually the reindeer. There's accents for antlers and brown pieces to go behind the ears. Just layer it up nice and easy. There's embossed lines to show you where to put the antlers, embossed line to show you where to put the nose. Here's the penguin, which also has embossed details so you can layer up those pieces. Now this die cuts out the reindeer nose, well, the beak for the penguin, the reindeer nose, and the Santa nose. That's what that is. I thought I'd cut them all from white and color them, but you'll see as we make cards, no, that didn't work out. All right, so here's warm and cozy wishes, the sentiment. You can die cut both of these together and it will create the banner with the words in it. You can also use the banner by itself to put behind those words. And here's the monster slipper with some claws to layer on top. So fun. So I'm going to create with each of these dies or each of these slippers and create cards, and I'm going to pull in some of the other club kits because I get a bunch of them and they're so much fun, and I love that Spellbinders coordinates them together. All right, so here is those slippers or the jammies and slippers that I am adding some Lost Shadow ink to just to give them a little bit of shading on the edge and dimension. All right, let's put this slipper and jammy pants all together. So I added the sole to the bottom of the slipper, and I have to say using these tiny pieces is one of the things I enjoy about my precision glue press. Putting tiny die cuts together, I do get a lot less glue that kind of, seeps out around the edges, which is nice. Very, gives you a much more clean look. All right, so here you can see the leg goes onto the slipper, line up that rounded line, then the second piece goes behind, so it looks like the leg is in the slipper. The foot is actually down in there. And then there's a line across the top of that leg piece, and that's where you know to put your pajama pants. Then you get a uniform look on both of the legs. So just scooting things around, that's why I love using liquid glue. If you get something a little bit off, you have time to kind of resituate it. All right, so now we need something to make these slippers cute. So this first one is going to be my Santa slippers. Now I like things pretty matchy. So I am going to make these both be Santa slippers, but you could do one slipper Santa, one is a reindeer. That would be really fun to do. So here's my nose that is white, and I actually used white glitter paper because I wanted that for my reindeer nose, but on Santa it just looks like a pig nose. Like I can't have it. So I tried to burnish out the little extra dot that the dye creates, and that helped, but I didn't have the perfect matching marker to color it to look like a skin. I just had to cut it from the same paper. So on Santa, it did not work out for me to color it, but that's okay. You know, you've got the dye, you can just die cut it. All right, so I added the hat, and there are etched or embossed lines on this die cut, so you can line up that beard with the line on his face and the hat as well. So it's really easy to get this lined up, and it makes it go a lot faster. You don't have to scoot and guess very much at all. All right, so add the pom-pom on there, and he's almost ready to go, but you see, I had to change the nose. And then I just brought in my R20 Copic marker and added a little bit of a pink cheek, and then where the mouth is, I thought about paper piecing it, but I just filled it in with this R20 marker to, you know, give it a little bit of color difference from his skin. So there it is, ready to go. And then I'll just make a second one that is exactly like this one, and we can add them onto those slippers. Now I thought it would be really cute to pop these up. I love dimension. And then I also wanted to play with, like, which way should their hat go? I think I like the little pom-pom on the inside of the leg. So that's how I did mine. So there's my first set. You can see the jammies are kind of this like Christmas greenery. I thought that was really fun. And then for my reindeer, I have a brown slipper, and I am going to put it with the snowflake pajamas. And here you can see I'm coloring that glitter paper. I think this is my R29 Copic marker. I think so. Anyways, just coloring that up. And then both of these noses have like a little dot that or circle that comes out that is like a shine mark. So one of mine, I lost the shine mark. The other one stayed in. In the end, I decided to pull out the shine mark that is the glitter paper and just add a white one. So you'll see that come together at the end. All right, there I am adding the little brown part behind the ear. It kind of fills in that opening, gives it a different texture, different color there. I love that. All right, so there's his antlers, and then again, I'm going to pop this up on my slipper, and there's a little like line in the slipper. I just come down below that line when I put these on, but maybe you like yours a little bit higher and have that line show. Totally up to you. So there's all my slippers. Oh my word, they are so cute. Now we need to put them on something. So that's what we're going to work on next. I'm using the embossing folder of the month for October 2024, which is called Checkered Argyle. And I want to line this up so that it is straight. And I'm going to add actually a little bit of tape to really make sure that is not going to move around. I want this to be like a tiled floor, and then my little slippery friends are going to stand on this. So that's how it turned out. I think this is a great background for any time of year. I think it's really cool. Isn't that fun? Yeah, that's a cool embossing folder. Okay, so that's going to be the floor. Now we need the wall. So I have the stencil of the month for October 2024, also a club kit called Baubles and Festive Background. So I guess I'm going to use the festive background part, but here's the baubles so you can see how that looks. I think it'd be really, really cute background, but I haven't used it yet. So we're going to bring back that festive background, and I'm stenciling a paper that is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 to be the background for my A7 size card. I'm going to add some white ink through this and just make kind of a subtle, maybe kind of wallpapered looking background. It's not exactly, but I think this is a really fun stencil. And there's 2 layers. I use this one by itself, but you could bring in the other one and add a different color, add maybe a texture, or keep it the same color. Like, you have options with when you have 2 stencils to create it. So loving that. So all I need to do now is shift the stencil over or down, and then I can repeat stencil and fill in the rest of my paper. So that's what I did, and you'll see there on the left it didn't quite go all the way. That's okay, because remember I have that piece that's going to be the floor of my card. It's going to cover that up, so I didn't really need to do that side at all. All right, so there it is, and now let's bring the flooring in, and to really give this kind of the look of being flooring, I decided we needed a little like baseboard. So I'm going to line that up, and my piece I originally cut I felt was a little big, so I'm going to scoot that baseboard down and trim off the top part, and I just used some double-sided adhesive tape on this, and that'll stick down really good over that textured background. So there's my floor looking really fun and nice and white, so my slippers are really going to stand out on this. I think it's fun to kind of mix and match what color the floor should be with your wallpaper background, which could be another piece of pattern paper, by the way, which I will do on my second card. You'll see that a lot of pattern paper being used, which makes me happy. I have, graduated from never being able to use it to being super happy when I use it, and you can do it too. So here's my slippers getting stuck down. I kind of wanted to make their legs look a little different from each other and not just have them straight down. So I tried to do that. And now I'm adding on that die cut sentiment. I love how the letters just cut into this banner. It's very cool. I love this concept. Spellbinders does this a lot in their die sets, and I think it's a really fun way to do a die cut sentiment. So I added a white solid banner behind this so those words would really stick out, kind of pop, and then I'm going to pop this up onto my card with some foam strips. So that'll go right across the legs. That's where it's going to go. And I think it's a great sentiment for these Christmassy slippers, but then the next set of slippers is wintry, so it goes great with both of them. All right, so now we just need to trim off the excess on the pajama pants, which I love that they're plenty long, because then you can play around with what size card you want to stick them on. So here is my A7 card base. So this was a 10-inch by 7-inch piece of paper that I scored at 5 inches to create this card. Here you can see I'm adding that white shine mark onto his nose, and that just looks better with them both the same. I did want to bring in my white gel pen, just add a couple little highlights because the eyes I felt just looked really, dead. They needed something to bring them to life. So white gel pen to the rescue. Okay, now I'm bringing in the Glimmer Hot Foil kit of the month and some white hot foil, and we will press this onto some red paper, and this is going to be the sentiment for the inside of my card. This Glimmer Hot Foil set is called Festive Lights. I love the large bundle of Christmas lights in this set. I think those would be really fun to do. But for now, I am just using the sentiment. I really love the mix when you have like a scripty font with like a typed font. I love that. And that's how this sentiment is. And there is a die to cut this out, and it cuts it out so perfectly. So good. I love that. That makes me so happy. So I'm going to die cut that out and have it ready to go on the inside of the card. Plus, isn't the white foil just so much fun? It's like that look that we love of embossing our sentiments, but here we have it foiled. So it's shiny, it's pressed into the paper, it's so good. I'm going to just glue that right at the top, and I have plenty of room to write my little Christmas message on the inside of this cozy card. It turned out so very cute. I wanted to make one more special thing to go with this card, and that is a wax seal. Season of Wonder is the name of this month's wax seal of the month, and it came with this mix of wax beads. The mix has red, green, white, and gold. I'm going to pour some out because I think I just want to do the red and green and white for this one. I'm going to add gold in another way in just a minute, but this is a really fun way to seal off this card. And also, this might be a card that I would hand deliver or maybe add to a package. So having this wax seal on the back, it doesn't make me too nervous to send it. So now that those beads have melted, I'm going to pour that out onto my mat. All the tools that I'm using for this wax seal come in a kit from Spellbinders, so you can easily get started with doing wax seals. It even comes with a wax seal. It even comes with a bag of or I think it's a couple containers of wax beads. So you can immediately start doing wax seals, and then you could always join the wax seal club and get a new wax seal every month. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so now let's take a look at how this turned out. I love one with a sentiment, most wonderful time of year. And then to really help that sentiment pop, I'm bringing out this gold pen. Spellbinders does carry these in their shop, so you can easily color the words or even an image on your wax seals, and they really stand out. They have them in, for sure, gold and silver. I'm not sure about other colors, but I really want white. I'm going to see if there's white. I've tried a few different methods of white, and I think it would be really cool to do. All right, so there is my finished card number 1. I have 2 more cards to show you. One is kind of a bonus card at the end. But this next one is going to be with a winter theme. So I have some houndstooth paper and some plaid paper that I thought were perfect for jammies. And those are going to go really well with my bunny slippers and my penguin slippers. So here, let's put the bunny together. I have some really light pink cardstock that I'm putting on the behind the ears and then also the cheeks, and he's just cute. These are really easy to do. There's an embossed detail on the bunny that shows you exactly where to put the little cheeks. That's so helpful. And then you can see all the detail on the hat. It has those cut lines into it that really give it a little bit of detail. So really, Spellbinders has done a lot of the work of making these look awesome for you, but you could always do a little bit of some shading on there as well. That will help bring it to life too. So the bunny is getting the hat that fits on him really well, and he's getting put onto a gray slipper, and the pajamas that go with it I decided would be the houndstooth pattern. Really cute. Oh my word. Okay, let's do the penguin. This one is probably the easiest of them all to do. You add the face, there's etched lines to show you where to put it. Then you add the little beak, which is the glitter paper, and I colored it with an orange Copic marker. And then you can add the earmuffs. Now the earmuffs are separate dies, so you can die cut out the actual like wire part or the headband part from a colored cardstock, and then the little tufts, the little muffs, those are on a separate die, so you can die cut them from different colors, and I think it is so cute on the penguin. And I'm going to put those onto some black slippers. I kind of found that I liked matching the color of my slipper with the main color of the face that's going on there. Besides the fact that you could put these on slippers, you could use these faces by themselves. They wouldn't have to go on slippers. So you could really play with these and have lots of fun. All right, I have this wood grain cardstock. I believe it's from Lawn Fawn. I'm going to take that Lost Shadow ink and just drag it on there to kind of give it a little bit more detail and make it look a little bit like planks. So that's what I'm doing here. And then as that ink is just maybe a tiny bit wet, I'm going to run my blending brush over the top and kind of soften out those lines, which worked really well with the lines when I very first started blending, but then the ones at the end had kind of dried a little bit, so they didn't smudge out quite as much. But in the end, I thought this floor turned out just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and use it on my card. So now I'm just adding on the baseboard, which is a plain piece of that wood grain paper, and my background is the snowflake pattern paper. So mixing and matching 3 different pattern papers on this card. I love it. And this card is also an A7 size. So I'm adding on the 2 bunnies, and then again, trying to make sure the legs kind of have a little bit of an organic feel, overlapping a little bit, and just having them look different than the penguins. I would love to know which card you like best. You like the Christmassy card, the wintry card? Like, which one is your favorite? Maybe you have a favorite slipper. I can't decide. I love them all. They're really just so cute. And I think each of them have kind of a special way that I would use them, so, or who I would give them to. So I love all the variety. Okay, this is the clear stamp of the month, and this one has a bunny in it and a penguin. Also, these stamps are connected, however the dies are not connected. So I decided to like do something super scary. Is this scary to you? Yeah, and I was just gonna cut these apart. I just had to do it. So I could stamp my bunny by itself and not have to like mask it off. And I wanted to put that on the inside of the card. He's holding up some little cupcakes, and I just thought it was a fun play to have the bunny on the inside. Like we have the bunny on the outside, and of course the penguin as well, which I did also cut apart. So I'm okay with it. I'm getting less. I'm getting over the fact that I cut them. That's very hard for me. Okay, so then I added a sentiment also from this set, warmest wishes for a wonderful Christmas filled with love and laughter. And then for the shading on these pajama pants, I just brought in my BG23 marker and added a little bit of color there, which helps them just kind of stand out from the background. I wasn't feeling the um, ink blending, the little lost shadow for this particular card, but something brighter really helped. Okay, this is Design a Plaid. This is the Better Press Club Kit for October 2024, which I think is so awesome that you could make your own plaid. Gives you a little guide to show you like how to lay out the plaid pieces, and it comes with 4 sentiments. Just kidding, 5 sentiments. And I thought I would use up this scrap of my Better Press paper. It's like this cotton paper that Better presses so amazingly. So I'm using that little scrap, and in hindsight, I realized this scrap is maybe slightly small, but it actually ends up working out. I am using some blue ink here. I don't know that I showed it on screen, and my mind cannot remember the name of it. It's blue. Cosmic Sky. There we go. All right, so we're gonna put the top onto our Better Press system and run that through the die machine. It will press into the paper, transfer that ink, and then I will have some sentiments ready to go. So they all fit on there, and the die is still gonna fit on there. It's just only some of them are gonna be flagged, and the other ones are gonna be straight, and that is totally fine. So I went ahead and die cut it and didn't redo it because there is no stress in card making. We're here to have fun, right? All right, so I'm going to use Warm Winter Wishes for mine, and the fact that it's flat on one side is a bonus because I'm actually going to put it right up against the edge of my card, which my card base, by the way, is this really light gray paper, and it kind of matches exactly with that cotton paper, so that was good. And then for the inside, you can see I have my stamped images, and this card is now complete. But I wanted to share one more card with you, not Christmas, because those monster feet are too cute. So I had to pick out some pattern paper that had candy on it and make some really fun Halloween slippers and jammies. This is the set that I used for my sentiment from Halloween, another Better Press set, and used some more scraps and did that sentiment there for this card. And I also used the embossing folder of the month on the back there. So I will link all of the club kits down below. Now this month is almost over, October. I have been gone for like half of the month at Scrapbook Expos teaching classes. If you saw me there, hey, thanks for coming by the booth. Thanks for taking my classes. It was so much fun. But now it is time to get ready for November, and I will be live with my friends on November 1st in the afternoon showcasing those club kits. So come find me on my YouTube channel. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you all again very soon with a new video. Thanks for watching, and happy stamping. Bye.